Listen, I know a lot of times sole proprietorships get a bad rep, but I'm here to tell you that it's one of the best tax strategies that can put more money in your pocket legally, ethically, and morally. And I want to debunk some of the myths that come along with having a sole proprietorship if you stick around to the future content that I'll be releasing. Right now, this just is a snapshot to kind of get your mind going of how easy you can be in business and minimizing your taxes with a sole proprietorship. Yes, there are levels to it. However, don't sleep on the sole proprietorship as being an excellent tax strategy. You see, most people overcomplicate the business structure and waste money on unnecessary fees. So let's break down what a sole proprietorship is and the best tax strategy for everyday individuals. This is something that allows you to be in business right now, this second. You already have what you need in order to be in business, which is your social security number. And you can flip that into an EIN for free on the IRS website, even if you don't want to operate under your social security number. And yes, there are ways to protect yourself and minimize liability, etc., for those of you who want to come with that perspective. But the sole proprietorship is something that opens up and unlocks over 400 tax deductions, can save you tens of thousands, if not hundreds of thousands of dollars, allows you to do several different things that you need to do in order to generate income and also minimize your taxes. So here's the myth of needing a LLC or a corporation. Because a lot of times people are like, yeah, you got to get your LLC. It's cool. But sometimes setting up different entities is just another opportunity for them to tax you in different ways with different fees when you didn't have to take that route. So many people believe that forming an LLC or a corporation automatically saves you on taxes. No, that's not the case. It doesn't. Sole proprietorships offer the same tax deductions without extra compliance costs. So it doesn't give you any extra tax protection as many people believe. Now, it does separate you from the business, or does it? Because if it's just you as the individual, then it reduces back down to being as though you're a sole proprietorship anyway. So a lot of people do it from a protection of their assets. However, there are ways to protect yourself as a sole proprietorship as well, but it does not save you from a tax perspective. It just gives you, it makes you charge you more fees. You probably pay somebody to set it up and do it for you. They charge you a fee. But what if I told you it was a better way? So how business structures get overcomplicated. Here's the myth versus the reality. So most people think they need an LLC. As I mentioned, the reality, LLCs don't save on taxes by themselves. S corps require payroll and compliance costs. S corps is when you get to a different level, and they could have their strong benefits in their area because you made it to a certain level that requires you to do certain things like have payroll, employees. You're generating a certain form of revenue, so you're minimizing the self-employment tax in their area. But there are other ways to do it. There's always an alternative route to get to the same destination, and in many cases, having different structures, the destination that people want to get to is keeping more of their money. That's it. And protecting themselves. That's it. So those are the main things. They want to protect themselves and their assets and things that they own, but they also want to keep more of their money in the form of tax minimization, tax strategies. Well, you can do that same thing here as well. And C corps get taxed twice, making them a bad choice for most small business owners. Most people are not going to build a Fortune 500, Fortune 1000, Fortune 100,000 company. Most people are going to start a business because they want to replace their job income, and they essentially end up owning a job. But it's benefits to that, and it's freedom associated with that, and many people will be fine at that level per their own goals. Not just me throwing it out there. Most people are fine with, okay, if I can have a solid form of income that requires just me, my efforts, me incorporating maybe some other tools and systems, even hiring my children, they're fine with that. And they can run a very lean business model and still generate revenue and still legally pay less in taxes. So why most people should start a sole proprietorship. And this is even if you have a job. So even if you have a job, you can start a sole proprietorship today. Sole proprietorships allow you to, number one, start immediately. No setup fees or filing. You are the entity. You are the business. Like Jay-Z said years ago, I'm not a businessman. I'm a business man. You are a business. You've been set up as a corporation, as a business with your social security number since day one, which puts you in the legal position to start a business right here, right now. Depending on your business model, it may be some things that you have to do in addition to make sure that you've done the proper things to be able to conduct that form of business. But as far as the structure itself, sole proprietorship, you're already in position in most cases. You can start immediately, no setup fees or filings. Deduct business expenses without corporate complexity. If you spend money on something that contributes to your business and positions you for profits and is ordinary and necessary for that business to function, guess what? It's tax deductible. If you are using certain things that you may have already been using anyway, such as your cell phone, such as your internet, such as driving miles in your vehicle, things you were probably going to do anyway, certain travel, and I go deeper on other videos, things you were already going to do anyway, but you incorporate it into business and it helps you become more profitable, guess what? Tax deductible. And for many cases, it can be 100% tax deductible. Very important, because a lot of people feel as though that when they start a business, they look at the money that they use to start the business or market the business as a loss. No, that's a tax deduction that you'll be able to recoup and reclaim when it's time to file your taxes. So start understanding that the receipts that you receive from the expenses that you accumulate is tax deductible. Receipts equal cash. Type that in the comments. Receipts equal cash. Because that money can come back to you. In some cases, you're already spending the money. You're already going to pay your cell phone bill anyway. So it's a lot of things you can do from your phone that doesn't require any additional money. It's a lot of apps and tools out there that don't require any additional money. So now you're converting the things that you were spending money on anyway into tax deductions. I love the word anyway. If it's something you were going to do anyway, but now you're able to make it tax deductible. See, years ago, they didn't quite understand that people were using social media for business, and we got targeted because they felt like we were just, doing something that didn't make sense because it was new to them. Now everybody and their mama doing business on social media, and that just makes sense. But at first, back 12 years ago, maybe, we were doing it and they thought it was something that was out of the ordinary. Now they understand that it's not. So sometimes people got to catch up, but understanding it's things that you're doing anyway. So you can do this and deduct expenses without corporate complexities. And you can avoid unnecessary payroll taxes and reporting headaches, because you don't have to have a payroll. Even if you hire your children, you can hire them under the standard deduction amount. More details on that later as well. And now you can pay them a salary, and that's money you were going to spend anyway. You're willing to do things for your kids anyway. But done correctly, now you can write the money that you were going to spend on them anyway off on your taxes up until a certain age. So over this upcoming time frame, the things that I want you to learn. So make sure you like, subscribe, follow, so you can understand the power of a sole proprietorship, that you are already a business. And if you're already in business and you didn't know this is going to help put money in your pocket and give you a newfound perspective as I break down certain things. But I want you to understand how to maximize tax savings as a sole proprietor, how to legally write off everyday expenses, why S Corps and LLCs aren't as beneficial as you may think, and how to avoid unnecessary payroll taxes. So be on the lookout for those videos where I dive in deep on there, but I just wanted to give you a snapshot of sole proprietorship is a powerhouse. It can show you how to legally pay zero in taxes, legally pay less in taxes, legally offset your primary income if you work a job, all from having the right knowledge, understanding, and record keeping. Mr. Smith signing out. Stay tuned. Check out anything that I have in the description because I feel it may benefit you. Salute.